Today we're going to focus on a healthy back. So we'll be moving our spine in all different directions and work on back strength. So we'll strengthen our back muscles as well because that's very important for back health. So let's start in a comfortable seated position and just settle into our practice. Start taking deep, slow breaths. Just settle in. Anything that has happened already today, let it go. Okay, we're going to start with the cervical spine. We'll start warming it up by doing some nice neck circles. So nice and slow, let's rotate our head all the way around in one direction. Might notice any tight spots. Just taking your time. And then let's rotate the other direction. Breathing nice and slow. Okay, and let's pause in the center. Let's change the crossing of our legs. And we're going to do some nice body rolls. So let's roll all the way forward and back, all the way around in a nice big circle, warming up the thoracic and lumbar spine here. Nice and large. And then let's rotate the other direction. Just bring your chest forward, arch your back, and then round. Let's pause in the center. Then we'll come on our hands and knees for some cat and cows. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. And then we'll inhale, lift the tailbone and head, and exhale, arch the back. So inhale, lift, exhale, arch. Do a few more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And let's come back to a neutral spine. Then we'll bring our right leg out behind us, foot flexed, and the left arm out in front of us. Then we're going to crunch our elbow to knee, inhaling and then exhaling, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, straighten, and then release. And then we'll move to the other side. So left leg out, right arm in front. Then we'll exhale, crunch. We'll do that 4 more times. This is an excellent strengthener for the back, and it helps improve balance. Inhaling and exhaling crunch. Inhale, hold, and then release. Let's come into a down dog, and we'll hold this for about 5 breaths just to decompress the spine. So that's also important. And you can walk out the legs if you like. Just press those hips towards the ceiling to really get length. Relax the head and neck. Maybe shake it back and forth. And then we'll make our way to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then inhale up to rise. Hands together. And hands to heart center. So let's bring our feet hip width apart for balance. And inhale, arms up. Then grab the left wrist with the right hand and lean over to the right for a nice side stretch. Then inhale back to center, and change wrists, and then lean over to the left. And then inhale back to center, forward fold. Then we'll inhale flat back. Then let's step back into plank, and we'll hold this for a few breaths. So this strengthens the back and the core. So this is an excellent pose. Try not to have your hips too high. You want to make sure you're in one line. And then let's exhale back to down dog, and we'll hold. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, you might want to try that, and maybe you can get your hips up a little bit higher. Just feel a little bit more stretch. Then let's make our way up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Then we'll do that side stretch again. So grabbing your left wrist with your right hand and leaning over to the right. Maybe you can go a little further this time. Inhale back to center, switch hands, and lean over to the left. And then inhale up to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale up to flat back. And let's step back and take another plank for 3 breaths. Just make sure you're not collapsing in the shoulders. You want to push your arms down for a strong back. Heels reaching back. And then back to down dog. And we'll hold this again. So feel that nice decompression in the spine, the neck, and a nice stretch for the back of the legs. And then let's step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise, arms touch, and hands to heart center. Okay, let's come into chair pose. Inhale, rise, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. You can jump or step back. Take your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale back to down dog. So let's lift the right leg up, bend it and open the hip. And then we're going to exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. And we'll inhale back up, bend and open the hip. And then we'll step between the hands for warrior A for a breath. Inhale, arms rise. And then exhale, hands down, and take your vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. Let's inhale the left leg up, bend and open the hip. Then we'll exhale, crunch, knee to nose. 2 more times. Inhale, open. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale. And exhale, crunch. Then we'll inhale, bend and open the hip. And we'll step up for warrior A. Inhale, rise. Then exhale, take your vinyasa. And back to down dog. Let's jump or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to chair pose. And up to standing. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Then we'll jump or step back and take our vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. Okay, we'll inhale, bend and open the hip on the right leg. And then we're going to crunch to our right tricep. So crunch your knee in towards your right tricep. And then inhale, bend and open. And then right tricep. It's excellent for core strength and back strength. Inhale. Exhale, knee to tricep. Then we'll inhale up. And exhale, your foot between the hands for warrior A for a breath. Inhale. And exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale back to down dog. And we'll lift the left leg up, bend and open the hip. Then we'll crunch the knee in towards the left tricep. So exhale, inhale, bend and open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. 1 more time. Left knee to left tricep. Then bend and open. And step between the hands, come into warrior A for a breath. Exhale, hands down, and take your vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. Let's jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. And up to rise, hands heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. And then we'll jump or step back to a plank. And then from here, let's come into a forearm plank. So you can have your hands separated or hands clasped, whatever more comfortable. Just scooch your toes back and lower your hips so you're in a straight line. And remember to push down with your shoulders so you're not collapsing. And just hold this for about 10 breaths to really get a good burn going. And this is another excellent pose for strengthening the core. So that is a very important aspect for a healthy back, is a strong core. So not just the back muscles, but all the way around your whole torso. So just a little bit longer, hang in there. Okay, go ahead and come back up, back into down dog. Good job. We'll just hold this for a few breaths. Okay, let's go ahead and lift the right leg up, bend and open the hip. And then we'll bring our right knee over to our left tricep this time. So inhale back up again, and exhale right knee to left tricep. And then one more time, inhale, and then exhale, knee in, then lift up, bend and open. Then we'll bring our foot all the way across and put your right foot on the floor and lift your left arm up for fallen triangle. So really try to push up on that bottom hip. This is a nice rotation and core strengthener. And then let's put our left arm down and step the foot up between the hands and come into Warrior 2. So let's sink down into it. Bring the blade of the back foot down towards the floor, bending into the front of the right leg. Arms strong. And from here, let's come into side angle. So you can bring your knee to your elbow to your knee, your hand to the floor. Maybe you'll bind it, whatever the best position for your body is. So you can have your top arm up or reaching overhead. And then you can look wherever is comfortable for your neck. And then let's slowly come back up to Warrior 2. And then straighten that right leg. You may need to bring your back foot in a little bit if you wish. And then let's stretch out and bring the right hand to either a block, the floor on the inside or outside of your foot, and your left arm up. And really rotate the chest open to the side. And you can look up to the side or down for more balance. And try to pull back on that right leg a little bit so you really engage the hamstrings. Okay, let's look back down and come into side angle. And then we'll bring our hands down for a vinyasa. And back to down dog. Let's bend and open the left hip. And then reach your left knee to your right tricep. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale, crunch in. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale, crunch in. Then lift 1 more time and open. And then let's bring the left foot over towards the right hand. Bring your back foot down and then lift your right arm up for fallen triangle. So push down into the hips to raise yourself up. And then let's bring our right arm down bring our left foot up between the hands for warrior two on this side. Should really sink down into it, strong legs, hips open to the side. Let's stretch forward into side angle. So whatever modification you took on the other side, please do it again on this side, unless you have an injury. And really stretch that arm overhead. You can push that left knee back with your arm a little bit to get a little bit more opening. And then let's come back up to warrior two. Straighten that left leg and reach all the way forward for a triangle on this side. So you may need that block here to put your hand on. You can put your hand on the inside or outside of your front foot, maybe on the shin. So whatever you're doing, rotate that chest open to the right and pull back on the left leg a little bit, but don't actually move it. Just feel the motion of pulling it back to really engage that left hamstring. Okay, go ahead and look down and come back into warrior two. Then we'll rotate our hands down and take a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog, and exhale back to down dog. Okay, jumper step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to heart center. Okay, let's bring our hip width apart. Inhale and then exhale, fold, grabbing your big toes. Then inhale, flat back, and then exhale, fold into it. Maybe you can bend your arms. So this is a good flexion for the back. So forward folding is flexion. And when we do our back bends, that's extension. And then we're getting in rotations. We'll have some twists, a little bit more twists, and the side bending. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward. Inhale to rise. And then exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jumper step back to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Bring our right leg up. Step between the hands. Come into crescent lunge. So really sink down into that front knee. Have the heel over the back toes. You can have your knee bent or straight in the back leg and reach up. Maybe you can get a little bit of a back bend here for that extension of the back. Just make sure your hips are neutral and you're not dumping into the low back. Then let's step up into warrior three. So keep the hips level with the floor. You can have your arms to the side or in front of you possibly for a little bit more challenge. Keep your gaze in one spot for balance. And then let's step back into crescent. Then we'll take a twist. So hands to heart prayer. Then we'll twist our left elbow outside the right knee. You can keep your hands in prayer, or maybe you can go a little deeper and have your arms apart, or possibly even bind. So whatever you're doing, just make sure you lift your spine and then rotate. So inhale, stretch, and exhale, rotate. Okay, inhale back up to crescent. Then we're going to come down to side plank. So left hand down. Let's bring our right foot around Bring your right arm up or overhead and really push into the hips to lift. You'll get a nice side body stretch and strengthening of the lower side of the body. If you need to modify, you can come down on your left knee or bring your right foot in front of you for balance. Now let's bring our right hand down and take our vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. We'll bring our left leg up, stretch, and then step between the hands for crescent on this side. Bring your arms up. Sink into the front knee. Open up the chest. Maybe get a bit of a back bend. Then let's look forward and look at the ground and come into Warrior 3. So keep those hips as level as you can. This is really good for strengthening the back and the bottom leg. Takes a little bit of balance here. And let's step back, come into crescent. Hands to heart prayers for a twist. So we'll bring our right elbow outside the left knee. You can take whatever variation you took on the other side. This side probably feels different than the other. That's perfectly normal. So just make sure you're not collapsing, you're lengthening the spine and twisting. Okay, let's come back into crescent. And then bring your right hand down and come into side plank on this side. So your variation, just whatever variation you're in, try to really lift up on the side of the body so you get that nice arch. Then we'll bring our left hand down and come into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Let's jump or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. Hands touch. And then we'll forward fold again, and we're going to repeat that with one breath each. So inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. So I'll lift your right leg up, step between the hands, come into crescent for a breath. Then we'll come into Warrior 3. Back into crescent. Take your twist. Back to crescent. I'll come into that side plank. Left hand down. And take your vinyasa. And back to down dog. Left leg up. And then step between the hands for crescent. Inhale, rise. Exhale into Warrior 3. back up to crescent. Take your twist. Come into crescent. Arms down, side plank, right arm down, left arm up or overhead. And then take your chaturanga. Inhale and exhale back to down dog. And let's lower to the floor from here for a few back bends. So let's take locust. So stretch your arms out, feet hip width, hands down, and then we'll lift the chest and the arms up and the legs up. And try not to separate your legs, try to keep them together. Really reach forward and up with the chest. So this is a nice extension for our spine and strengthener for the entire back body. And release. Go ahead and rest your forehead on your hands. Maybe shake your hips back and forth a little bit. Okay, let's do that one more time. So bring your arms beside you and lift up. Maybe you get a little bit higher this time. Really reach the chest up and forward, legs up. And release. Go ahead and use your hands as a pillow again. And we're going to do 2 more back bends after this. We're going to come into bow pose. So go ahead and rest for a moment before we get into those. Okay, so go ahead and bend your knees and grab for the inside or outside of your feet or ankles and lift up. So make sure you're not cranking your neck, so you can look forward a little bit, but make sure you're looking down and you're really using the strength of your back body to lift you up. And release. Go ahead and take a rest before our last back bend. All right, let's come in one more time. So bend your knees and either grab the outside or the inside. And then go ahead and lift up. Might help if you flex your feet here to give you a little bit more energy in the legs. And release. Good job. And from here, let's come up to down dog. Shake it out a little bit. And then we'll make our way to a seat. So let's leave our right leg straight and bring our left foot into our groin. If you have a little more space, you can do a half lotus. So lift your arms up and then stretch forward over that right leg. So wherever your hands go, it's not necessary to grab your foot on this one. Just you want to reach forward and then fold in. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're feeling a nice stretch in the low back and the back of the right leg. And if you're in half lotus, you might be binding the left foot and the right hand. Okay, inhale, flat back and rise, and then we'll bring our left leg over the right and with our foot flat on the floor. And if you like, you can bend that bottom leg, and we'll take a twist here. So lift your right arm up, hook it around your leg. You can have your arm up or down, possibly a bind here. Just make sure you're lifting and twisting. And then release. Let's do a counter twist. And then we'll move to the other side. So left leg straight, right foot into the groin or half lotus. Twist over that left leg. Inhale, rise, and then exhale, forward fold. Wherever is comfortable for you to hold on to. It's not important what these poses look like. It's more important the way they feel in your body. Then inhale, flat back, and inhale up. Let's bring our right foot to the floor on the left side of the left leg. Then keep your leg straight or bend. Inhale your left arm up and then hook your elbow outside of that right knee with your arm up or down. And inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. And then let's come back to center and do a counter twist and release. We'll go ahead and lay on our backs and come into our final pose before Shavasana, Happy Baby. So grab the outside of your feet, pull your knees towards the floor, and you could stay still or possibly rock back and forth. Just make sure your neck and head are relaxed. We've worked our back and moved it in all directions. We've done some good core strengthening, back strengthening. So it's important for a healthy back is to keep moving your body and your spine in all different directions. Let's bring our knees into our chest, forehead to knees, and then stretch out into Shavasana. If you have something for your eyes, you might want to put that over your eyes, maybe a blanket. And relax. Let's start to bring movement back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move your head side to side. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Then roll over to one side and use your arm as a pillow. Taking your time, go ahead and make your way up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Let's bring our hands to heart center, bow our head in gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.